All right. Let's dive into something pretty cool today.
Yeah.
The Musée Rodin in Paris,
Ooh,
using a travel newsletter called Love to Visit France to kind of guide us through this,
cool.
our goal. Give you a taste of this place, maybe spark some wanderlust
I love
for
that.
your next trip.
Yeah, it's more than just a museum, you know? I mean, this was Auguste Rodin's actual workshop and home.
Oh, wow.
Talk about
Yeah.
intimate.
That's like you're right there with him.
Yeah.
The newsletter mentions that Rodin gifted his entire collection and the building to France back in 1908.
Wow.
But get this, there was a condition.
Okay.
It had to become a museum showcasing his work.
And that's where it gets really intriguing, you know? Imagine experiencing these masterpieces, not in just any gallery,
Right.
but in the very walls where they were created.
Oh my God.
Talk about absorbing that creative energy.
You can like feel it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And here's another detail that just, I don't know. I love that the museum is set in this gorgeous 18th century mansion, the Hotel Biron. And it has these beautiful rose gardens
Oh, wow.
where you can like stroll among these incredible sculptures.
The image of that is just, I mean, incredible. It speaks to a larger theme, you know? This desire to preserve not just the art,
Right.
but the environment that nurtured the creation.
Yeah.
It adds a whole other dimension.
It's not just like sterile. It's like,
Yeah.
this is where it happened.
Yeah.
Speaking of iconic works, we have to mention The Thinker. You can actually find it in the garden.
The Thinker, one of those pieces that transcends the art world, you know?
Yeah, it's
Instantly recognizable.
anybody does it.
Contemplative pose really embodies the essence of Rodin's work, you know? He wasn't just interested in, like, the human form.
Right.
He wanted to capture the emotion.
Yeah, like what's going on in there?
Yes.
The newsletter also has some practical advice about getting to the museum. They recommend one of those hop-on, hop-off bus tours,
Oh, yeah?
specifically the Big Bus Paris, and it comes with a commentary so you can learn as you go.
Oh, I love those. Those are really handy for, like, maximizing your time, you know? You
Yeah.
can hit all the major spots without getting lost.
Exactly.
City like Paris.
And who doesn't love a double-decker bus?
Right. It's a Parisian rite of passage.
It is.
The most.
Okay, let's recap.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning museum filled with incredible sculptures housed in a historic mansion surrounded by rose gardens.
I'm sold.
And you can get there in style on a big red bus.
Tell me that doesn't sound like the perfect afternoon in Paris.
It's pretty tempting.
But before we get swept away to the City of Lights, it's worth appreciating what makes the Musée Rodin so unique.
I agree.
It's not just about art, it's this blend of history, beauty, and this enduring legacy of an artist who truly believed in the power of his work.
And it brings up a question, too. Rodin donated his entire collection to France. What does that tell us about his view of art's place in society?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it suggests he saw art as something that should belong to everyone, transcend private ownership.
Become a shared, you know, cultural heritage.
I love that it speaks to art's ability to connect us all on a deeper level.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, I encourage you to delve a bit deeper into Rodin's world. Check out the museum's website. Maybe read up on his life and work.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, perhaps you'll be inspired to plan your own visit, to experience the magic of the Musée Rodin firsthand.
That'd be amazing.
It would.
It would be.
I think so.
Yeah.
It really is, a testament to the power of art to transcend boundaries.
Yeah.
And speaking of transcending boundaries, the newsletter mentioned, the Musée Rodin as a high-profile art museum.
Yeah.
What do you think makes a museum high-profile?
That's a good point. I've always used that term, but never really thought about what sets those museums apart.
Well, high profile in this case, I think means, it's internationally recognized. It draws visitors from across the globe.
So the destination,
Yeah, it's a destination in itself, not just a local attraction.
not just a quick stop.
Right, exactly.
Right. And it usually houses a significant collection
Okay.
of important works, you know. With the Musée Rodin, it's not just the number of sculptures, but the presence of iconic pieces like The Thinker, The Kiss, The Burghers of Calais. These works, I mean, have become part of our collective visual language.
I see. So it's not just quantity.
It's
It's like
dim.
the pieces.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but it can't just be about having famous pieces, right? There must be more to it than that.
You're right. It's also about the scholarship, the curation, the way the museum presents and contextualizes the artwork.
Oh.
A high-profile museum is often a leader in research and conservation, playing a vital role in shaping how we understand and appreciate art.
So it's not just a place to passively look at beautiful things.
No.
It's an active experience.
It's about sparking curiosity, encouraging dialogue, and inviting visitors to think critically about what they're seeing.
I like that.
In the case of the Musée Rodin, it's about understanding Rodin's creative process, his influences.
Like how he got there.
Yes, exactly, and
Yeah.
the impact he had on the art world.
And remember, we're talking about a museum that's housed in his former home and studio. That must add another layer.
Absolutely. It's like stepping into Rodin's mind,
Yeah.
getting a glimpse into his world and the space that shaped his creative journey.
You know, I have to admit, my initial image of art museums was always those stuffy galleries, hushed whispers, velvet ropes.
Right.
But the Musée Rodin sounds so much more vibrant.
That's the beauty of it. It's a place where art and life intersect, where you can walk through gardens, admire sculptures bathed in natural light,
Yeah.
feel a connection to the artist.
Okay, this is definitely moving higher on my travel list.
Good.
But I can't get over Rodin donating his entire collection to France.
It's incredible.
It really is.
It shows his belief in the power of art to, transcend personal ownership,
Yeah.
become a shared heritage.
I wonder what motivated him to do that. Was it a sense of patriotism, a desire to cement his legacy? Or maybe something more profound, a belief that art belongs to everyone?
That's a fascinating question.
It is.
What compels an artist to give away their life's work?
Yeah.
It really speaks volumes about the impact art can have
On the creator.
on the creator and on society as a whole.
Yeah.
You know?
We've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
We have.
Musée Rodin, a place where art, history, and beauty all come together.
Yeah.
Where you can wander through rose gardens with iconic sculptures
Yes.
and just ponder the motivations and legacy of a truly remarkable artist.
And let's not forget that double-decker bus ride.
Oh, right. The double-decker bus.
Can't forget that.
What's a Parisian adventure without a little flair?
It's all part of the experience.
It is. To our listeners, we encourage you to explore Rodin's world a little further.
Yeah.
Check out the museum's website, read about his life and work, and maybe even start planning that trip to Paris.
And as you stroll through those rose gardens, maybe take a moment to reflect on our earlier question. What does Rodin's gift to France tell us about the role of art in society?
It's a question that stays with you even after you've left the museum.
I think so.